Alright, kia ora from New Zealand. I'm sure this is the third time. The last two times I got interrupted by my son, but he's in the shower, so I should be able to get it out. So what's been happening is T Ireland. Let me see. Read Ephesians, Carlton at Read Ephesians 6:12. His channel has been a lot of sharing with his t-shirts that he prints out, and some of them have Bible quotes and verses on them, and others have pictures, and there's just loads of different ones, and he always gets comments about where did you get them and da-da-da. So eventually he decided to share or gift 5 t-shirts away, and it ended up huge. Lots of people wanted the t-shirts, and they were able to design their own or have something that he had designed, and more people wanted them. So Carlton is spreading awareness about this and generating conversations in the street and online and making connections there. So it's really cool. Like I said on one of the comments, that he started an avalanche of awareness, and I really do believe he has. And the next thing that happened was Chosen Lioness received one of the t-shirts. So she did a quick short, which you can go and see at this address. She did a quick short, and she shared that she has a ton of bumper stickers that she created over a period of time. And she used she'd screenshot, and then Temu would turn it into a bumper sticker. So I thought that was pretty awesome also. So that generates awareness, and the one that I liked best was Are You Next? And one of the comments that was on her channel was like, excuse me, is this for real? And how would you know if you were being gang stalked? And so I thought, well, I might put this together, because it's a bit of a journey when you first discover what's going on, and you have to learn to practice discernment and navigate the internet, because I hardly ever spent any time online back in the day. I haven't watched TV for like 20 something years, things like that. So lucky for me, I've got a techie son, so he helps me with stuff. Anyway, so I thought, well, I might continue to link, or attempt to link and share people and generate more conversation. So these are some of the people that I follow and support their channels and comment, and it's some of the learning channels that I follow as well. So there's Marco Correa, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope that's his address. He's a TI. He does lots of really good videos, shares information. Joshua Cohen is a Kiwi guy, New Zealand Kiwi. He makes an essence called Eastern White Pine Essence, and that is really good for detoxing the snake bite, so to speak, and things like graphene and nanotech and things like that. He won't put it that way, but he developed it to help a friend, and it just grew from there. So he makes that with love, collects all the pine needles, and it's very important to, and this works, we've used it, to get this right, because originally when I made it about 5 years ago, before I knew about this, I used the wrong pine, which is slightly toxic. So you got to be careful with this stuff. Greg Braden, official, I've used some of his meditations, and he's got good information. The heart-mind coherence. We want to be in our hearts, with our hearts open and our minds operating from there. Our mind likes to think it's in control, but it's not. It's a tool, and we keep our hearts open. This is what they don't like. They don't want us in our hearts. They want us stuck in our minds, going round and round like little rats, thinking about them. So we want to be in our hearts, and appreciation and joy. Empowered Lioness, she's got some very, very awesome information and prayers, and she shares the gang stalking manual, which is an interesting read, or listen in this case. So she's a good lady to have a squiz at. Dr. Virtual, he does, because this is a frequency and electromagnetic war as well as spiritual, this is assaulting our mind and our bodies, which is our temple. Dr. Virtual supplies ways to combat those things with exactly the same thing, except the good ones. So he's worth a listen. I found that very beneficial. Dale Holmes, he's an Australian, and I've followed him for a long time, and his spiritual journey and unfolding has been awesome. And he's linked up lots of people and shared lots of information. So I highly recommend him. Stephen O'Neill is a TI in the UK, and he shared so what happens to you when you're being beamed and you get the muscle twitches and a few other things, and I see him around commenting. Conspiracy International is a Kiwi TI. I just found him recently. He's got some very interesting videos and is very well spoken. Chronicles of Chosen, Eric at Comanche Sun. He also has a channel called Stoic, so that's the address for that. And Eric has been sharing videos for a wee bit of time now on the gang stalking. He's a TI. And then we've got Smoking Owl Tales. I don't hard out follow them, but they do have some good information, and sometimes they have the actual gang stalker speaking. Again, discernment. Make your own choices. TFS podcast. It's a Kiwi guy called David Obdan, or I can't remember. Very, very nice fellow, and he's had a very interesting journey. I don't know if he's a TI. I don't think so. Mayflower, at Mayflower with 2 R's. She is a young lady in the States, very well spoken and very knowledgeable and self-aware. She has some really cool things to share. Read Ephesians. Carlton, we've talked about that, 612. I like listening to Alan Watts. Alan Watts is an old-fashioned dude, and man does he wax lyrical. He's just so interesting to listen to. Not a TI or anything, but he's a very wise fella. He would be in the category with Ram Dass, if you've ever heard of him. The Imagination Podcast. This is Emma. This is one of the early ones I started listening to at Imagination Podcast Official. She does a lot of work getting people's stories and testimonies out there on like satanic ritual abuse, MK Ultra, people that have been in the programs and the bridge programs, I think they're called, or have been assassins or worked in the government or whistleblowers. All sorts of people from all over the world talk on her channel and share their stories and information, and that's actually a gold mine of information, that channel, and she's a very integral, beautiful young lady also. So those are some of the people I listen to. You might find them helpful, hopefully. So I like to link the people up and share the information and talk about it to anyone that's interested. My background is a lot of natural health and healing, which is why Joshua Cohen interests me. All our medicine started from nature first, and then the pharmaceuticals got a hold of it and twisted it all beyond recognition. At the moment, they're currently buying up all the indigenous knowledge. They're doing it in New Zealand, they're doing it in Australia, they're probably doing it with other indigenous peoples and their medicinal healing and plant knowledge. I can't think of the right word for that right now. All over the world, so they can buy it up and stick it under their hat and no one can ever see it again. Usual story. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I've just released a little short with the one headlight person I've noticed that one happening for quite some time, and today I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, so I grabbed it. But I don't have a dash cam at the moment. I plan to get one because it would just be like non-stop, virtually non-stop when I go out. I hardly ever go out, but when I do, I save it all up. It's very exciting. The clown parade comes out to play. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. So have a look, support each other, love each other, help each other, look after yourself, stay strong and clear, and look out for the little trolls that they be trolling.